Are you also a YouTuber and you're currently at home and not knowing what to do with your extra time? Well, I got you covered. Stay tuned. Hello guys, what's up? How is everyone doing? Welcome back to the Productive Quarantine series. My name is SaBine. I am a growth mindset mentor for millennial femtrepreneurs, and welcome back to my channel. Now, usually I talk about all things growth mindset, so I really want to help women building their online empires with all of their mental obstacles. So we're talking limiting beliefs, we're talking growth and fixed mindset, we're talking vision, we're talking taking action steps and how to build really good and productive habits. But since we are currently in quarantine, I figured it would be so much better to really just use the time and build more skills, get more efficient, and really take our business, our YouTube channels, our podcast to the next level. So that is what the Productive Quarantine series is about. I've already done 2 videos. The first one was about tips for freelancers and the second one tips for entrepreneurs. And today we're talking specifically about your YouTube channel. And if you're a podcaster, then really subscribe now to the channel so you're not gonna miss out on the previous video where I will be talking about tips on things you can do in quarantine as a podcaster. But let's just jump into today's video. I just really want to mention that there's going to be a checklist of this video that you can download where there will be all of the tips listed nicely so you don't have to take any notes right now. You can just listen to me talking. And the second thing is that since it's 23 tips, I really want to keep this video short. So I have a matching podcast episode on my podcast called The Growth Mindset Hackers. So if you want to hear me elaborate more on these tips, then hop on over there and listen to the full episode. But let's just really jump into today's video. Let's just start with the first category, which is productive work. Now with this category, I really want to give you tips on things that you can do right now that really don't take so much time, but that will have an immediate impact on your YouTube channel. Now the first one of the 6 tips is all about your analytics. So you really want to make sure that you use your analytics, understand your analytics, and also use external but YouTube certified tools that will really help you understand which videos are performing best, which ones are not doing so well, and how you can change your videos. And it leads me to my second tip, which is changing your thumbnails. A lot of people seem to underestimate the power of thumbnails. I always say that it is really important, almost like the thumbnail is the most attractive part of your video. So if people see a good thumbnail, maybe with some interesting words, then they will definitely click your video. And that also leads me to my next tip, which is changing your titles. As you know, there is a couple of formulas that work really well to get people's attention and really want them to watch your video, and titles is definitely one of them. So again, check which titles work of your videos, which don't work so well, and then change them. It only takes a few seconds. Now, my next 2 tips are about making sure that if people want to find out more about you, if they want to binge watch your content, or just generally get to know you better, that you are making sure that you make it as easy for them as possible. And the first part or place on where you can do that is your description box. So what you want to link there is pretty much all of your socials, videos that are connected to that video that they have just watched. Maybe you want to link some playlists, maybe even you want to link some services or products if you have any. You just want to make sure that there is enough information so people can follow you within YouTube and also outside of YouTube. And now the next part on how you can make sure that people binge watch your content and not the content of another channel is within your current video and even older videos. People also underestimate that I always make sure that I connect my current videos with my older videos, and I do that by adding cards, and I also do that by adding my end screen. So I also add some playlists, or like I already said, videos that are connected to that video. And then my last tip in this productive category is to rethink your SEO. There's so much to know about YouTube SEO, and there's also a lot of free content, but one thing that I just really want to stress out is that if you're talking about a certain topic, then make sure that you use those keywords also within your video. And now let's move on to my next category, which is proactive work. So basically, when I think about proactive work, then I understand that it's not necessarily things that will help me right now, but definitely things that will help me in the long run, in the future. And that's why I have 3 subcategories here, with the first one being sales and awareness. And here I have 3 tips, with the first one being to create or to think about your awareness strategy. Again, there is so much free content, so I just really want to put it on your plate. Think about an awareness strategy if you don't already have one, or think about how you can improve your awareness strategy. And now that you are at home as a YouTuber in quarantine, I also want you to consider to create a blog to really promote your YouTube channel. Because SEO obviously is not only helpful within YouTube, it is helpful in general to be found, especially on Google. So make sure that you have a little blog where you have the right keywords, where people can find your content outside of YouTube just as well. And then the last thing is also concerning your future, even if you haven't thought about it, but maybe eventually you want to sell a service or a product. So it would be really wise already to start collecting emails. And the easiest way to do that is by having a newsletter. Again, if you want to hear more about that, then hop on to my podcast and I'll give you more information. Now, the next category I feel like is maybe a little bit too obvious as a YouTuber in quarantine, but it's all about pre-creating your content. Because now with your extra time, you really want to make sure that you use that time in a creative way and write as much content as you can, because you will definitely need it in the future. Maybe you will be more busy, maybe you won't be as creative. So just make sure that you really write now as many scripts as you can. And then obviously that leads me to the next part, which if you now have all of those beautiful scripts and if you have the time, then try to batch record as many videos as you can. And then when you're done recording, obviously the next logical step would be to pre-edit as much as you can. Once you are done pre-editing, you can upload your stuff, write your description boxes, find all of your text already. This is stuff that you can perfectly do already right now. And then when it comes to content, another thing that you can also do right now, that's also a part of your awareness strategy, or at least it should be, is to find cooperations already now. Because you're not the only one who's currently stuck at home with some extra time. There's so many other content creators and YouTubers who are basically willing, really willing to cooperate with other people, even if the schedule wouldn't be ready right now to upload that content. But you might just as well find the people that you want to talk to or cooperate with, contact them, reach out right now, and then schedule your YouTube content. And now for the last section of my proactive category, we are going to talk about the skills and your development, because I feel like your videos are only going to be as good as your editing skills, right? Don't underestimate the power of the stuff that you already have. There is so many people who feel like they need the most expensive camera, microphone, editing program, whatever. I say you first have to know the stuff that you are using right now, that you have right now, inside out. And then you can move forward and buy better equipment. And that's just your equipment. You also want to think about your skills. So here we're talking your editing skills. You really want to make sure that you know your editing program and that you also know what will look good, what will also match with your brand, and how you can add these fine little details that will make your video pop. That is one skill, and the other skill is being comfortable in front of the camera. I used to be super uncomfortable. That's why I procrastinated doing YouTube videos for years, literally. But I'm telling you, it's just learning by doing and getting more comfortable with every video that you're taking. But it's also a skill that needs to be learned. And now let's just jump already to the final category, which is the busy work. So the work that we love to do and we feel super productive, we've worked on our business, we've worked on our YouTube channel, but it's not really getting us anywhere because it's the fine-tuning stuff. But since you are now at home in quarantine as YouTuber and you have so much extra time, you can definitely use the time right now and do that busy work. We're talking here about creating a cohesive look for your brand, for example. So what I'm saying here is that if you have a YouTube channel, I'm pretty sure you have already figured out the feel, the vibe that you want to give, fonts that you're using, music that you're using, maybe a certain color grading that you're using. So if you do that, then just nail it down now. Make this little design sheet, write down all of the fonts, the colors, the vibe, all of the things, so you have it at the ready and you can apply it to every single one of your videos. And that also leads me to my next tip, which is applying this look and really make like a cohesive look of your brand or like of your YouTube channel all over your social media platforms, so that when people see your content, they already know it to be your content without necessarily even seeing your face or your name. And then about my final tip, that is something that takes only a matter of minutes, and that is creating a playlist. Again, here you want to make sure that people who want to binge watch you have the possibility, and that YouTube doesn't send them on another person's channel. The easiest way, what I would recommend, is to really think about the content that you have and then create different playlists that match a certain topic. And that's pretty much all I had to say for today's video. I hope you, as a YouTuber now in quarantine, learned something and can use your time a bit more efficiently, a bit more productively. And I also hope that it gave you some motivation on continuing pushing with your YouTube channel. Like I said, if you want to get to know more about me, I will have all of my socials down in the description box. I would also love if you would hop over to Instagram and then let me know that you watched my video. Let me know what you thought, what you've learned. And remember to also hop down to my description box and download your checklist. And if you haven't already, then consider subscribing, because I will still continue this productive quarantine series. My next video will be about everything that a podcaster can do, and afterwards we're going to go back to my normal growth mindset content for millennial femtrepreneurs. That's pretty much it. I'll talk to you on Instagram in the next video. Bye guys!